So if we measure this side, and I mark the same side, and I measure this side, and then I draw the same side, and I measure this side, and then I draw this side. So if I make sure three sides are equal, these two triangles are congruent. Alright, they are identical, they are the same. So we say congruent triangles. So we also introduce the writing. How can we write that? Let's do some revision. Okay? So firstly, you have to identify which two triangles you want to talk. So I want to talk about these two triangles. So triangle ABC and triangle DEF. So I have to tell people I want to talk about these two triangles. Triangle ABC and triangle DEF. Firstly, these triangle signs should be seen here. Okay, you have to write this triangle sign. Some people didn't write this triangle sign. Becomes ABC. ABC is just the 3 points. Alright, that will not represent an angle. If that is an angle, you have to write angle ABC. But here it's a triangle, so you just mark the triangle sign here, symbol. So in triangle ABC and triangle DEF. So this is more likely to be an introduction. So when you write an essay, the first paragraph is what? Introduction. You have to tell people what will be included in your essay. So this is more likely to be that. Alright, so in triangle ABC and DEF, you tell people this is my introduction. And then after introduction, what do you have to write? For an essay, what do you have to write?
Oh, the body, yeah.
The body paragraphs. Okay? Normally, your teacher will say, okay, we write 3 body paragraphs to, do some arguments. Okay? So we have 3 because we should have 3 same pairs of sides. Alright? So let's do the 3 arguments. So the paragraph 1, introduction. After that, we said you need to draw these parentheses, which means I'm doing the paragraphs. So the first paragraph is AB equals DE. Okay, so this is the first side. AB equals DE. And I saw some people from another class, they did this. I think that's very good. Okay, so AB and then DE. You highlight that, and then you see whether the green one can cover the pink one. So if they can cover each other, they are the corresponding sides. Alright, so the corresponding sides equal. Now, and then AC equals DF, and you may use any other colors. Okay? So let's do, you can use this and DF. Alright, the last one is BC equals EF. Okay, BC, you can double check, this is BC. Okay, if I move this triangle, they can cover each other. So there are 2 triangles, they can cover each other, and then, okay, we can write these arguments here. We can call that arguments. Alright, 3 paragraphs. So introduction and 3 paragraphs to prove your ideas. What is the last thing you have to write for an essay? Conclusion. Okay? So, from this writing, what conclusion can you draw? ABC is congruent to DEF. Good. Alright? So, we have to write, therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. When you write the conclusion, you have to restate all the reasons or all the arguments in your essay. Is that correct? You have to restate them, but not exactly the same. So here for math, you can still remember like that. We restate why they are congruent because of 3 sides. Okay? Because 3 sides are equal. So we use SSS actually restate this. So we can say this S is for that, this S is for that, this S is for that. You don't have to draw these arrows. Alright, I just show you, you restate these 3 sentences or these 3 paragraphs. What does that mean? Okay, so when we write that, you can think from your English lessons. Introduction, and then 3 arguments, 3 body paragraphs, and then conclusion. When you write conclusion, don't forget restate. Okay, now let's have a look at example. We want you to have a look at question 1 here. So in this picture, alright, AB equals to DAD. In this picture, AB equals AD. Now I recommend when we read questions, you highlight or you do some marking on the graph. Okay, so let's do that together. AB equals AD. So I use this one line to represent the first information. Okay, this is my first piece of information. AB equals AD. Okay. Next one. BC equals DC. BC equals DC. Okay, everyone. You are given the first piece of information. The second piece of information. Is that enough? No. How many arguments you have to write?
3.
3 arguments. Very good. Where is the third one? The middle, AC. Why? But what can I write that?
Common.
What can I write? You are given AB equals AD. You have to write something equals something. And then you are given BC equals DC. I can write that here. How can I write my third paragraph? AC equals
AC.
Why? He said AC equals AC. Why we can write? Oh, some people say AC equals CA. Which one is correct?
Both.
You have to look at how can they cover each other. Let's have a look at this. All right, yellow and red. So I have shown you many times. Okay. So this is the point A. Is that correct? Yes. And this is the point C. Now, can you tell me how can we cover? How can they cover each other? Just flip like that, right? So if I fold it apart, is this the A for this yellow triangle? This is the A for the red triangle, right? Will A cover A? Yes. So AC equals AC, not CA, because you will not cover this one. Alright? So AC equals AC. Good. So what's the reason AC equals AC? Why AC equals AC? Because common, yes. AC, when you talk about AC, these triangles share AC. And also these triangles share this AC. They have the same AC. Of course, AC equals AC. Common sign. Alright, let's have a look at how can we write that. Now, we have to label this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, after labeling everything on the graph, that becomes clearer. Alright? Because 2 triangles not separated, they combine together. And then how can I analyze this? So this is the way we can analyze that. And after you do that, I strongly recommend you to highlight 1 triangle. 1 is enough. Okay? Now, when we highlight, we need to include 1, 2, and 3 together. Let's do that. So we include 1, 2, and 3. So if you highlight 1 triangle, can you find another congruent triangle? Is it easy to find another one? Yes. Definitely it's here. Okay. Now let's get started. What do I have to write first? In triangle. Alright, tell me what are the 2 triangles? ABC, A, and triangle ADC. Good. Pay attention to the order. Alright, A cover A, B cover D, C cover C. So A, D, C. Okay, finish. This is the introduction. I will tell people I'm going to do something with these 2 triangles. Don't forget this. Alright? This one make your writing look professional. Good. Thank you for your words. Alright? Professional. And we want to give people a very clear writing. This is the arguments. They are here. You don't have to find somewhere else. So we write them together. Okay? So the first one is AB equals AD. You just follow your dot, your line. The first line is AB equals AD. You write that here. Why? Why AB equals AD? Because
they're covered.
no, you cannot say because they are congruent. You have to prove they are congruent.
Because when you fold it,
Because you are given. The question tells you AB equals AD. To make them equal, right? So you are given from the question. Right, that is the reason. This is what I want to emphasize, everyone. Here, you should not think AB equals AD because they are congruent. Currently, you don't know whether they are congruent or not. Does that make sense? You have to prove they are congruent. So you cannot use because they are congruent. It's not correct.
What do you write if it's like doesn't say it in the question then? Do you just write it with nothing?
If that it doesn't say in the question, we will say that later. Okay? We'll finish the second one first. BC equals DC. Even. Okay? You still can get the information from the question. Okay, now I ask this question. For AC equals AC, were you given? No. It doesn't state in the question. From the question, you cannot see AC equals AC. So, what can I write? What's the reason AC equals AC?
because it's covered.
Because they are common. Good. Okay, so we write common. Common side. So if you are not given in the question, you may find like common side because for this one you don't have to be given. Alright, you can see from the graph. Okay. Now I have prepared 3 sentences. And then that is my body paragraph. What is our last sentence you have to write? The last paragraph. Conclusion. Don't forget. Therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Restate. The reason is side, side, side. And then you can double check that. Like I said, you don't have to write the error, but I recommend you check that. This is the first side. And then this is my second side. And then this is my third side. So I have done all the 3 sides. That's it. Checking is very important because on Wednesday we're going to talk about SAS or we have AAS. Alright? And then you have to check. Did you write that here? Did you write this one here? Did you write this one here? Alright? And we've got different arguments. So, this is the full writing. Do you have any questions? Alright, good. Now, let's have a look at example 2. Example 2, I want to do something first, and then I want you to try that. Okay? So for this one, don't cross off. So you need to prove AD is perpendicular to BC. Don't cross off. I want you to do this one first. Before you do that, I want you to prove angle 1 equals angle 2 first. Angle 1 equals angle 2 first. Okay, thinking, how can I prove angle 1 equals angle 2? Okay, we still have to look at these 2 angles. Okay, for these 2 triangles, if I put that like this, it's not exactly the same, but it's angle 1 equals angle 2. Why? Because they are congruent triangles. So if they are congruent triangles, this angle can cover this angle. Is that correct? Like this. We did this before. They are equal. So the first step, what we have to do is to prove they are congruent triangle. Good. Okay? So it doesn't matter the question side, you prove angle 1 equals angle 2. You have to have a look at, oh, they are in triangles. I want to prove they are equal. I have to prove triangles are congruent. And then they are equal. Okay? Okay. Alright, it's not very difficult. AB equals AC. AB equals AC. 1 dot. And then AD is a supporting beam connecting A. And the midpoint D of BC. What does that mean? The midpoint.
Not be the middle of.
In the middle. So D is in the middle, which means which one equals which one?
AD equals
BD equals CD. Good. You have to state in order. BD equals CD. Because D is the midpoint. Midpoint means in the middle. Good. And then we can do in. Okay? And then where's the third? AD. So my question is AD equals AD or AD equals DA? AD equals AD. Good. You need to remember, not always AD equals AD. It depends on how you place them. You place like that, AD equals AD. If you place like that, AD equals DA. Okay, it really depends on how you place these two triangles.
Would it still be common side?
Yeah, common side. Good, because AD is a common for this and for this. Good. Now after we label 1, 2, 3 lines, we highlight 1. So we just follow 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. We can highlight 1 triangle. Easy. Okay? Very easy. Now we want to prove they are congruent. This one and this one, they are congruent. So we need to write. We want you to write first. Okay? Let's do this introduction, 3 sentences, and conclusion. Now, I just want you to tell me, what do I have to write here? AB equals AC. What do I write in the bracket? Given, because it's here. Alright, in the question, AB equals AC. You are given. So, this is my first side. Right. And then BD equals CD. Now, for this one, can you find this expression in the question? No, you cannot find that. But this sentence, midpoint D, this sentence indicates BD equals CD. So you cannot write given because you are not directly given this information. So we write midpoint. Alright? You got this information from the midpoint. From the question. Okay, midpoint. AD equals AD. Common. Okay, common. Or common side. So you can write in short form, common side. And then don't forget ABD. You make sure you put that in order. ABD and ACD, they are congruent. The reason is SSS, 3 sides. We need 3 pairs of sides equal, and then the 2 triangles are congruent. Some people will feel happy. Oh, I've done that. Have you finished yet? No. The question asks you to prove angle 1 equals angle 2. Now, listen. Because they are congruent, is angle 1 equals angle 2? Yes. So, we can write that straight away. Therefore, angle 1 equals angle 2. Of course, they are the corresponding angles. Okay, corresponding angles inside. Is angle B equals angle C? Yes. Now, if the question asks you to prove angle B equals angle C, you just don't forget, continue to write your conclusion. All right, you have to answer the question. Not all questions ask you to prove congruent. Maybe they ask you to prove angles are equal. Okay? All right. Let's have a look at this one. So we prove angle 1 equals angle 2. Is AD perpendicular to BC? Firstly, tell me what is perpendicular?
90 degrees.
90 degree, which means angle 1 and angle 2 should be 90. Is that correct?
Yes.
Alright, so if angle 1 equals angle 2 equals 90, this line is perpendicular to BC. Are they 90 degree?
Yeah.
Why? No.
Because it doesn't have the square.
Oh, it doesn't have the square. You have to prove they are 90 degree. That's why you are not given. Okay? Yeah. So are they 90 degree?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the
Close to right.
Because angle 1 equals angle 2. The only degree is, the only correct degree is 90. Is that correct? Because only 90 plus 90 is 180. Good. Alright, so we can write angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. Alright, angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180. This is a straight angle. Okay, this is a straight angle. And then you prove angle 1 equals angle 2. So they are equal. That means one angle is half the 180. Is that correct? Okay, they are equal, so you half. Okay, so 1 plus 2 equals 180. And then they have to be equal. Only 90 is the answer. Alright, so we can say, therefore, angle 1 equals angle 2 equals 90. So if angle 1 equals angle 2 is 90, we can prove AD is perpendicular to BC. Alright, so this is a perpendicular sign. AD is perpendicular to BC. So from this question, we talk about how to do the further proof. Okay, how to do the further proof. Okay, now we want everyone to quickly have a look at this question. Do the marking, 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. Find the 3 lines, and then start writing your introduction, 3 paragraphs, and conclusions. Okay? And you need to think the common side, BC or CB. You need to have a look at how they cover each other. Okay? Think about these two. The 2 placed like that. Alright, label first and then highlight one of them. Okay. Now, we want everyone to have a look at here, please. Alright? AB equals DC. It's no problem. Alright? Because AB can cover DC like that. And here, AC equals DB. No problem. They're all given. The last sentence should be BC equals CB. I want you to have a look at here. Some people wrote AD. There's no line here. You cannot write AD. So this is a triangle, ABC. So BC equals, you can see this is C. This corner cover this one. So that will be CB. Okay? That's why this is BC equals CB.